before I go back to the house and lock the door and start refusing to answer the door. This is what I have found during my foray out trying to handle this by myself. One, my experience with lawyers not letting you finish a sentence and yelling at you stands firm, still happens. Two, the VA really wasn't, I guess it wasn't completely a waste of my time, but it wasn't all that helpful either. I'm like, look, there are these issues going on. They gave me some phone numbers to call. That seems to be their go-to response, though. It's like, okay, yeah, okay. Phone numbers, I get it. Shrimp. Ooh. So I started calling phone numbers, and the first one I called was the legal aid, who's like, nobody's going to help you on legal aid. We just give advice on what to do. And he told me what I already knew to do, which was I'm going to have to basically get that area surveyed again. And then, she knew that too. I could tell she knew that because of how she was talking at the time. Well, you're just going to have to pay for the survey. You're just going to have to get it surveyed. She knew what she was doing, and she knew what was going on, and she knew where she was wrong, and she knew what I was going to have to do. So I have to, even though I was like, but I've got an old survey. It's like, well, you still have to have the pins found again. So I have to pay for another survey because she didn't do the legal thing and pay for her survey and get her permits. So now I've got to compensate by paying for it. And then I've got to hire a lawyer and get him on retainer. And I have to pay to sue. Justice really is only for the rich. So I did until I finally spoke with a lawyer for a minute, and at least the other lawyers that turned us down didn't charge me to turn me down. This lawyer is like, well, it's $250 an hour for consultation, and I have to see. I'm sitting here wondering about what's safe to buy for groceries and what I can afford, and they're talking $250 an hour. Justice is for the rich. We had definitely got a caste system in this country based on money. There's no getting around it. So, where am I going to raise that kind of money? That's what I have to do to fight back because she ignored the law. What really bothers me about this is, sure, it's civil, but it's still the law. The law is the law. We obeyed the law, and I feel like because she didn't obey the law, that she should receive the same citations and fines and problems that we got when our grass was 1 inch too high. It's only fair. But again, we have this favoritism justice problem going on where it's not actually justice. So I really don't know how to feel about this, except I think I'm outraged. I know I'm pretty furious because if my situation were viral, I'd probably be getting some help. And that's another thing is the neighbors claiming that they mowed. If you mowed, then why do I have a citation stake? If you mowed, why do I have a citation stake in my house from where the city put an ordinance down because it wasn't mowed? You didn't mow. Maybe you mowed once because you thought you were being helpful, but you didn't mow enough. And thank you for that time you mowed. It would have been more helpful if you had called me and let me know there was a problem. So there is that. And again, if I were viral, this would matter. Trying not to accidentally catch people in the feed here. Beyond that, the VA really wasn't that much help. I did find a very interesting tidbit. Years ago, we had tried to refinance our mortgage to pull the equity to fix up the house. The house really needed it. And the woman that came to our door to do the inspection survey, because you have to do that, told us that because it was a VA loan, we would not be allowed to do it. That in order to fix up the house, to pull our equity to fix up the house, we had to fix up the house, have it pass inspection, so that we could refinance to pull the equity to fix up the house. And she told us that this was a VA loan situation. This was VA rules. Well, I just got off the phone with the department over that, and they were like, yes and no. It depends on the loan company. It's like, really? So it turns out that basically the person who came to our door that day did not have our best interests at heart, while claiming they did. So that they did not do the inspection, claiming to save us money that it wouldn't be worth our time. And with everything else that goes on around that house, like the neighbor trying to convince my friend to stop doing lawn work and not being able to keep lawn people because they keep getting talked out of, well, being there. It's just really sus that this woman did that. It wouldn't be sus, but at this point in time, I'm learning that everything around the house is sus anymore. It's just all sus. You know, from getting told that, oh, we have a neighborhood watch now. And their idea of a neighborhood watch is, I was proudly told about how there was this gentleman who was violent to this one elderly person, and they got wind that he was living at his mother's house. And so they set up camp and spied on the house and watched it. And basically we're doing private eye stuff, which between that and the way they have been treating us during my traditional year of mourning, a friend of mine said that it really sounds like their neighborhood watch is more of a neighborhood homeowners association. Probably. I don't completely understand. I thought a neighborhood watch was you see something suspicious in your neighborhood, you let each other know about it, or you call the police, so that if your neighbors look like there's something going on, you call the police. I didn't know that, you know, I was never under the impression that with a neighborhood watch you would also do sleuthing and spying. So I don't know about that. But, you know, there is that. Currently, all I really know is that the phrase that justice is for the rich is currently standing true. Because how in the hell am I going to afford a lawyer for $250 an hour just to talk to possibly get turned down? When what should be happening is the person who legally admitted in front of a cop that she knew the property line, that she just wanted her yard to be more square, that she was going to do what she wanted, and then promised to do things the legal way, which was get a survey and put up the fence anyway, and committed trespassing in the process on top of the theft, is getting away with it, and I have to pay. That is not, yeah, justice is for the rich. Because if I had the money, it wouldn't have happened. If I had any sort of money or clout, they wouldn't have allowed it to happen. So I don't know what to do at this point. I really don't know what to do. I'm sitting here looking for these guys, but I want the one that says in big words seafood because I like it, but I'm not finding it, unfortunately. So I mean, you know, as I had said, sure, I could start a fundraiser, but why? There's no faith in humanity on this point. Again, I'm not viral. There's no point. No, it's a really big pain in the butt to set up those things, and then, you know, you're supposed to like promote them to all your family and friends, and I already owe my family and friends enough money, so no, I just I just can't bring myself to do it. I am going to start cutting ties with people that do not want to stand with me. You know, if it's like, well, you need to call this and this and this and this. And it's like, why? Even the cops said that we had the right to remove that fence. But, so I'm going to start cutting ties because I feel like a friend would at least, be outraged and not cold. A true friend would not be telling me, some things that I have been told. More than one person has told me that I need to cut my losses. And first off, we Native Americans, we take our land rights really seriously for some strange historical reason. Second off, sure, I could just let the thief have it, the scumbag. Actually, my word for her is Pee-wee Meekachut. I could let Pee-wee Meekachut have it. My mortgage payments aren't going to adjust for the land that I am not having. Is she going to pay for it? No. I mean, she's got you can see in the last video, she's got the fence set so that her other problems that she would normally have to pay thousands of dollars for look like they're mine. And you can see, too, where she lets her little aggressive shits, her little Meekachutanak out. For someone who can't afford to fix her backyard to contain her little Meekachutanak, she can sure put a fence across her neighbor's yard. So, I have no words. I have no words for people who would stand for it either. Well, I do have words. They're just really not nice ones. But more, I'm just outraged that this person willfully broke the law with a cop knowing what was going on, and now it is up to me to foot the bill to fix it. That's not justice. Mm-mm.